video is a much anticipated summary of Isaiah. Rough draft. First, Isaiah 1 starts with a rebellious nation. Verse 27, Zion will be delivered with justice, her penitent ones with righteousness. In 28, it talks about how the wicked will perish, and the vindication of the righteous will be like the dawn, the salvation like a blazing torch, and they will marry the builder, the true builder, which is God. Okay. And of course, this is in the spiritual realm. We see in Isaiah 16:5 that they talk about Jesus coming, and he seeks justice and speeds the cause of righteousness. This is, there's a lot of things that go on here, but they're not so important. This is a summary, okay? And this is basically what he's saying is going to happen. And all things have to be in the boundaries of this idea. So we see Isaiah 42:13. The Lord will march out like a mighty champion. Like a hero, he will stir up his zeal. With a shout, he will raise the battle cry and will triumph over his enemies. So these are the boundaries of righteousness and justice that Isaiah says is going to happen. God's Son's going to come back, and serious things are going to take place. Isaiah 45-56. God to be compared to the top martial artist warrior, not scientists, craftsmen, stargazers, witches, psychologists, chemists, and other wicked adulterers, liars, etc. It says that Israel is a rebel from birth, and wickedness wears out the non-martial artists of the world. The righteousness is worn out. The arm of God will bring justice. A goblet of wrath will come. Only the children of righteousness are to enter through the gates into heaven, and people are to maintain justice. If they don't, they're not going to be among the righteous. They must be screened out at the rally point. David's spiritual offspring, basically his idea, the idea refers to a martial art warrior king, okay, is going to be of God. It's going to be a ruler and a commander, okay, from this idea. So basically, a righteous martial art king of God is going to come. That's me. He's going to be ruler and he's going to be commander. This is, I've put it all together, Isaiah 46-56. You read it yourself if you don't believe me, and you can discuss it if you disagree. Accusations are gathered against the wicked. And basically, their inner wild beasts and the beasts outside of other people devour them. Their watchmen are called dogs. They're like dogs with a mighty appetite, and they don't know God. So the people who claim to be priests, Christians, Muslims, Jews, these people who claim to be of God, they're not doing their job. They're not looking out for the righteous. They're not seeking first the kingdom of heaven. Matthew 6. They don't understand Matthew 6 in terms of to the point where they actually follow it. So we go to Isaiah 57-66. The righteous are taken away to be spared from evil, and no one takes it to heart. They didn't care. It's God's family. They're supposed to care about them more than their own family. Okay, Jesus says this is your brother and your sister, and so on and so forth. We're supposed to care about them more. Okay, people are guilty of many sins, and it takes away their souls and ability to go to heaven in death. The generational ill-gotten gains, etc. Proverbs 1 makes it clear. The Proverbs to understand things like this. Okay. Sorcery, psychology, chemistry, propaganda, adultery, sexual immorality, falsehood, murder, theft, idolatry, paganism, mocking, marking, which is ram, king, scrambled. They accept evil boundaries, raising children to reproduce with Luciferian scum, rebellion, wickedness, hero shunning. Without righteousness, one is wicked, and there is no peace for the wicked. It's a quote. There's no peace for the wicked, says the Lord. Fake rituals and fake fasting while oppressing people made things worse. Justice and righteousness are lacking, a recurring theme. There's a lot of empty arguments being made by the children of Israel. They said they're making empty arguments instead of doing the right thing. They trust in their evil schemes that quote-unquote mark their ways, the mark of the beast, their evil schemes as their mark instead of the mark of justice and righteousness and moral precision, focus, moral intensity, and so on and so forth. They're in a rebellion with their Luciferian schemes. Their martial artists are sickos and brutes. Their warriors are sickos and brutes, and not people that trust in God. They trust in their own strength. They trust in psychology and propaganda of the state, and they're kind of fake churches. Okay, all this is explored in Isaiah. So we just went over 1, 16, 42, 13. Okay, Isaiah 42, 13, 45 through 56, and 57. The first part of 57 through 66.